Welcome. I cannot believe that my Ding episode is my first Facebook Live. The subject is Ding, or popularly known as Dengue. But life is surprising, and I'm surprised. I'm not a motivational speaker, so I cannot give you a clever one line right in the beginning to get your attention. On the contrary, I am someone who believes that a conversation, an exchange, matures with time. So I'm inviting you to a beautiful exchange. We may not be chatting here. I may or may not be able to take any questions. But what I would love to have is an exchange where you stay with me for some time till I share my experience with you. What I'm about to share is just my experience. It is what the universe has shown me, to me. I'm not an authority. I'm not claiming. I'm just sharing my experience with you. And I'm hoping that it brings to you the same kind of grace and wisdom that it has brought to me. With time, all of us try to find the meaning of our life. Some of us stumble upon the meaning after we hit a disease, some of us after a heartbreak, some of us after a major event, some death, something like that. But most of us basically go out to find a meaning. What is it that we are here to do in life instead of just forming structures and maintaining structures? Disease is no different. Disease is not something that can be compared to a malfunction in a machinery. Our body is a phenomenal machinery, an advanced technology that we are still trying to fathom. We have not yet fathomed it. Our brain alone, right here, has been a subject of research for centuries. And I guess we have not even touched the tip of the iceberg. So when you fall ill, when you get sick, what is it that your body is trying to tell you? What is it that has happened that is trying to pull the brakes so that we can pay attention? To me, disease is something like this. Imagine there is a beautiful river flowing, ebbing with life, white, a beautiful azure color to it, coming straight from the mountains, cool water. You look at it and you feel so healed. Breathtaking scenery around it. And then a factory decides to form itself on the banks somewhere. And over a period of time, the factory has its sewage outlet, its chemical or other sewage outlet, running directly into the river. So now you have two entities. You have this beautiful, life-affirming, amazing river flowing, and then you have the garbage, the sewage coming into it. So there is a corruption of consciousness. Disease is something like that. We are an ebbing life force. We are born with that much of life force. When we are born, we are nothing but an explosion of life force. And as we start to grow, there are certain psychosomatic events that put brakes, small clogs, into the flow of this life force. When there is a big blow to your heart, when there is a humongous blow to your mind, that's when the body actually breaks down. That's when it takes a break. Dengue or any other disease, any disease to me is that break that tells you something. What is the energetic meaning of a disease? As I said, the machinery doesn't fall ill just for no reason. Dengue, to me, seems like the new cancer. Cancer, to me, to my understanding, is an internal suicide. So I would be addressing two diseases here, the energetic meaning of two diseases, dengue and cancer. Both of these diseases are an internal suicide. So why would you want to commit suicide? Because there's a part of you that is fed up of the obligations. there's a part of you that is done with the promises. There's a part of you that is done compromising. You know and I know that what we call a life structure is nothing but a set of compromises. What we call settlement is nothing but compromises. Inside ourselves, we all are simmering. Inside ourselves, we all are compromising. Inside ourselves, we all are frustrated. We all are wondering how to get out of it. But then outside, we may post some wonderful photos of our travels or adventures on Facebook or wherever, Instagram. But the truth remains that the frustrations and the compromises are as bad as the cancer itself. So what do we do when we don't seem to have a choice? What do we do when we feel that we are imprisoned, that there is no way out? For most people, there is an external act of suicide. Not for most people. For some people, there is an external act of suicide, and for most people, there is an internal act of suicide. Dengue is not caused by a mosquito alone. That is a symptom, that is an excuse. The mosquito and the disease and the virus is an excuse. What is behind that instrument is the need to die, to get out of the prison that has been either created for you or that you yourself feel locked in. Now, what I would recommend, what I would ask you to do, urge you to do, if you are suffering from any kind of high fever, this is not limited to dengue. If you observe a worldwide trend right now, there are a lot of people across the world, even in the countries where there are no such mosquitoes or these problems, you will see that people are suffering from the similar kind of viral fevers. I just got a message from a student in Germany who is suffering from the exact symptoms that I was suffering from in dengue. So your lower back is tremendously aching. It's like it's weighing tons. You have fever, unexplicable fever. You're feeling absolutely weak. Your platelets are down. What does platelets going down mean? It means there's no life force. There's no will to live. The part of you that wishes to commit suicide is the part that is driving your body in that moment. So it's not just limited to dengue, it is happening all over the world in different forms right now. We need to address the energetic meaning of it so that we can get out of not just dengue, we can get out of all these kind of viral fevers or whatever is bothering anyone right at the moment. What did I do to get out of it? The moment I realized that it was an internal suicide, and it was an internal suicide because in my personal life there was a particular matter, a couple of matters where I found myself absolutely strangulated. And it just wouldn't go, it just wouldn't budge, it just wouldn't move. I did everything that I could in my power to change that, and it didn't happen. So the person who was locked up in that situation needed to die, needed to go away, needed to finish. There was a process that took place in which that person actually died, and I was born. I was born completely. I shifted from being a pale, deathly person to ebbing with life. Of course, it isn't as easy as it sounds. It was a difficult journey, especially a month-old difficult journey. But some of the tips that I would love to give you at the moment is, if you are suffering from any of this right now, I would ask you, urge you, to identify one issue that you are hating from the bottom of your heart, where you feel strangulated, where you feel imprisoned, where you feel you just can't get out of it. You know what is happening at the moment is that the world is at the verge of a consciousness explosion. People are exploding in their consciousness. People are exploring everything. People are dropping their masks left, right, and center. People are not interested in wearing the masks and pretending to be someone else. Everyone is trying to drop away the mask. Everyone is trying to come forth. Everyone is trying to be honest, to come across as the person is, rather than what the society wants, rather than what we have been instructed to be. And if you observe it, there is a beautiful chaos in the world. I know it doesn't sound or look beautiful, but if you observe it keenly, you will see that the chaos is giving birth to an amazing order. It is showing us how peace takes birth right in the middle of something very, very chaotic. We are in the eye of the hurricane right now. And so our being has two bifurcations. There's one part that wants to fly. There's one part that wants to go and explore the higher meaning of our existence. There's one part that wants to go and become that, become honest, become naked, become vulnerable, become beautiful, become a cosmic partner. And there is this another part which is a slave of the systems, a compromised entity that has been told that you are imprisoned and you will never be able to get out of it. If you get out of it, you won't survive. This lie that if you get out of it, you won't survive, its time has come. It's dying. This lie is dying. So all the structures that are holding you back, all the structures that are telling you that if you don't follow this structure, you're going to die, you are basically rebelling against that. Inside yourself, you may or may not be conscious of this fact. Inside yourself, your higher being is breaking open through these structures. It's defeating these structures. It's opening its wings. And this is not the moment of death. This is the moment of rebirth. This is, in fact, the moment of true birth. So you can choose. What would you like? Would you like to die in this? Or would you like to be born again? So take a moment, sit with yourself, and look at one or two issues that you absolutely hate. It can be someone in your family with whom you find yourself absolutely strangulated. You cannot live with that person or the philosophy of that person again. It may be someone at your workplace. It may be someone in your professional capacity. It may be something. It may be a secret you're hiding. It may be whatever. Identify it. And first of all, give yourself permission to express it to yourself as a problem, as something you hate, as something you do not wish to have in your life. And after you have identified it, then you visualize yourself as a river, an ebbing river. If you want some assistance, go to internet and find a photograph of a beautiful, ebbing, lively, amazing, big river and keep looking at it. Visualize yourself to be that river. And disconnect all the channels of sewage coming from you or anyone else. So literally visualize that there is sewage coming from somewhere and you have closed that channel. Then you have gone to another one, you've closed that channel. Then you've gone to another one, you've closed that channel. Till you have closed all the sewage channels and your river is flowing impeccably, beautifully. The third thing that I would ask you to do would be to speak to yourself the following sentences as often as you can in a day. I am the force. You can use the word force if you like that, and otherwise some of you can replace it with the word God, whatever resonates with you. But I am basically talking about that infinite force, that inexhaustible force that runs this entire universe, that runs you and me. That, whether you identify it as God or anything else, that's up to you. So the number one sentence would be, I am the force. Second, I am light. Third, I am life. I choose life. I am alive. I choose consciousness. 6 sentences. Repeat them to yourself as often as you can. What do you do by repeating these sentences? You are basically buying into the vibration of life. If you are suffering from any disease right now, this is not just limited to dengue.
If you're suffering from any disease right now, you are buying into the vibration of death. And if you speak these sentences, you would be buying into the vibration of life. You will slowly start to resonate. Everything is resonance. Life is resonance. You will slowly start to resonate with life. And as you resonate with life, you will begin to rise. These are just a few tips that I'm giving you. If any of you would like to reach out to me for personal sessions or workshops or events, these are the channels through which I can help. I cannot help in a conversation because that is just a friendly conversation. I can only help through these channels, and they are open if you wish to change something in your reality. Otherwise, I would ask you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am getting so excited about becoming technologically savvy now, and I have broken free from age-old ideas that online doesn't have the same presence. About 4 years ago, that was a big blow to my ego when I realized that my online sessions were more powerful, if not equal, across the globe. And since then, I've become a big fan of all this. So I'm going to be on YouTube, and I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live every Saturday at 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and I will be covering different subjects, not just this. So if you resonate with me, if you resonate with the energy that I am radiating, if you see something there, I would love to have you there on the live. Thank you for receiving. If you have any questions, please write in the comment. Please like the post. Thank you. Sending you a big wave of light and love.